There's a strange cruelty in the way some people move through life, as if they are both the dreamer and the destroyer of their own dreams. They stand at the edge of something good, love, success, recognition, and just when it's within reach, they flinch. A single hesitation, a sudden mistake, a quiet collapse disguised as coincidence. It's not that they don't want happiness. It's that something inside them doesn't believe they deserve it. Like waves that can't bear to touch the shore, they rise toward possibility, only to break themselves before they arrive. Self-sabotage isn't an act of madness, it's an act of memory. It is the unconscious loyalty we hold to an old version of ourselves, the one that learned survival through failure, comfort through chaos, safety through self-betrayal. It's not that the self-saboteur wants to ruin what's good, it's that they don't yet know how to exist without struggle. In developmental psychology, this pattern often grows from inconsistent love, affection that came with conditions, attention that could vanish without warning. The child who learned that joy always preceded loss became the adult who ruins joy before loss can arrive. It's control disguised as caution. In Jungian terms, self-sabotage is the shadow's rebellion, the disowned part of the psyche that whispers, "You are not ready to become who you say you want to be." And so, we trip ourselves before the world can. Imagine a child who gets praised only when they're perfect. They learn that mistakes mean withdrawal, that affection is a performance. Perfection becomes a cage, not a calling. Or another child who grows up amid volatility, where love is warm one day and cold the next. They learn to anticipate the storm by becoming the storm. Better to start the fire yourself than to wait for lightning. Self-sabotage begins here, in these quiet bargains with pain. We internalize chaos because it feels familiar, and what is familiar always feels safer than what is good. As adults, we recreate these old emotional environments without even realizing it. We pick partners who can't choose us. We quit projects just before they bloom. We downplay our gifts, defer our desires, disappear when we are finally seen. To the outside world, it looks irrational, but to the nervous system, it's home. Self-sabotage is not laziness. It is conflict. It is two selves pulling in opposite directions. The self that longs to evolve, and the self that fears what evolution will cost. To change, you must betray your old patterns. But those patterns once protected you. And so, the saboteur strikes not out of malice, but out of devotion. They destroy the future to stay loyal to the past. They dim their light not because they hate themselves, but because shining feels dangerous. It's the same logic the traumatized body knows too well. If I stay small, I stay safe. But safety and aliveness rarely live in the same room. Maybe you know this pattern. Maybe you felt that trembling moment before something beautiful, the sudden urge to retreat, to ruin it, to run. You start a relationship and feel a pang of fear that's older than love itself. You achieve something meaningful and immediately feel shame, as if joy is evidence of fraud. You promise yourself you'll stop hiding, and then vanish right before the world calls your name. If this sounds like you, know this: you're not broken. You're remembering. Every act of self-sabotage is a flashback, a body recalling what it once needed to survive. It's your nervous system trying to save you from a danger that no longer exists. The mistake isn't the sabotage. The mistake is believing that the past is still happening. At the root of the self-saboteur is shame, the silent conviction that one's very being is unworthy of good things. Shame is different from guilt. Guilt says, "I did something bad." Shame says, "I am something bad." That belief can't coexist with success or love, so it destroys them before they can prove it wrong. To let in goodness would expose the illusion. And illusions are the only thing keeping the psyche stable. The self-saboteur often carries an invisible grief, the grief of never having been fully met. They long for connection, but are terrified of being seen. They crave freedom, but fear what freedom reveals. They sabotage not to fail, but to remain in a story they already understand. Healing begins not with willpower, but with awareness. You cannot fight the saboteur by force. You must listen to it. Ask it what it's protecting. Ask it what memory it's loyal to. You may find that your self-destructive impulses are simply frightened children wearing adult masks. The antidote to self-sabotage is not discipline, it's safety. When your body learns that joy won't be punished, that success won't end in abandonment, that love won't collapse overnight, it will stop burning down its own shelter. The work is slow, often invisible. It looks like pausing when you want to run, breathing when you want to hide, letting yourself feel pride without apology, letting good things last one day longer than they used to. And each time you do, you teach the old self something new, that it's finally safe to stay. In Jung's view, healing is not about silencing the shadow, but integrating it, bringing it home. The self-saboteur is not your enemy, it's your exile. It waits at the edge of your consciousness, guarding the gate between who you were and who you're becoming. To integrate it means to thank it. To say, "You kept me safe when safety was scarce. You can rest now." This is how the self stops being divided, how the inner war begins to end, how the same hands that once built cages begin to build homes. Healing from self-sabotage is not a single moment of insight. It's the gradual softening of a lifelong reflex. You begin to notice when you're about to disappear and choose presence instead. You begin to recognize that success doesn't erase you, it expands you. That love doesn't trap you, it invites you. That safety isn't in control, it's in connection. And one day, without realizing it, you'll reach for something good, and your hands won't shake. You'll stand in the light, and the old fear won't pull you back. You'll finally understand that thriving isn't betrayal, it's continuation. The child who once had to survive by disappearing will finally learn to live by remaining. Because in the end, the self-saboteur was never trying to destroy you. It was only trying to protect the part of you that didn't yet know you were allowed to live.